We have asked Lily Jacobs, one of our graduate award winners this year, to share some of her insights as she gives the valedictory address, the speech of leave-taking.
Mr. Henriksen, Bishop Smith, Reverend Calvin, faculty, staff, parents and family, benefactors and guests. On behalf of the Trinity School Class of 2023, I'd like to thank you all for being here with us today. All of you have helped us reach this destination. Teachers, through your guidance and wisdom. Benefactors, by your often unseen but generous contributions to our education. And family, through raising us to be learners and making countless sacrifices for our well-being. Your support, encouragement, and guidance have been invaluable to us. We have come to the end of a long path, and as we prepare to set off on new ones in the next few months, I have been considering the importance of journeys. Since the beginning of human history, the idea of exploration and traveling to discover new places has enchanted people. There are poems, books, pieces of art, even compositions of music devoted to the theme. Our curriculum contains many such works: The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Endurance, Watership Down, The Old Man and the Sea, and The Odyssey, to name a few. We have all experienced the anticipation of plane rides or road trips to places we've never been, or have been many times before. Journeys hold promises of adventure, of excitement and discovery. We so often romanticize the potential of journeys, focusing on acts of heroism and tests of courage, and indeed, these are compelling possibilities. However, the reality of a journey can be more daunting than exciting. The image of a road stretching far into the horizon is full of possibility, but roads can also be rocky, steep, and long. They extract a physical and mental toll. I personally can think of many times on long road trips when endless cornfields become monotonous, or both of my feet take turns falling asleep, or a sibling accidentally on purpose puts a knee in the back of my seat. However, I have also had times where a conversation with a friend makes a long drive, and even a wrong turn or two, feel worth it. Or playing games in the back seat takes my mind off of car seat soreness. Or reminiscing about a past adventure eliminates boredom from a long layover. Companionship is what makes journeys worthwhile. We as a class have seen the fruits of this in our own Trinity journey. In 8th grade, when I came to Trinity, the first book I read with my new class was The Hobbit. The hero of this story is Bilbo Baggins, who sets off on a spontaneous journey for a cause he isn't familiar with, for an unknown amount of time, with a band of dwarves he hardly knows and does not particularly like. Bilbo himself is inexperienced, sometimes greedy, and easily scared. He would much rather be sitting comfortably in his hobbit hole, eating his second breakfast, than tramping through the forest. Along his journey, he has to face much pain and doubt, and it is safe to say that, by himself, he wouldn't have made it through the Misty Mountains, Mirkwood, and Laketown. It was the help and sacrifice of his fellow travelers that helped Bilbo to finish the journey successfully. They had to acknowledge their own flaws and limits in order to be able to help each other. In this way, their journey leads them toward both a physical destination and also to a newfound trust, perseverance, and friendship. The responsibility Bilbo and his companions had to one another helps them to reach the lonely mountain and also develop as individuals. Over our years at Trinity, our class has found ourselves in Bilbo's shoes. We started off on our journey together unassuming, inexperienced, sometimes even scared. We were and still are a mixed bag. We think very differently, make different choices, love differently. Like Tolkien's band of travelers, we didn't choose each other. We just happened to be on the road at the same time. Over the last few years, we have reached crossroads we would never have predicted or prepared for when we set out. Our freshman year was cut short by COVID, which led to a loss of community and way too much screen time. It was hard to feel like a united class over Zoom. The next year was nearly the opposite. We spent sophomore year cooped up in the same classrooms all day, every day. For better or worse, this time in isolated rooms threw us more closely together. We came face to face with our differences, but this newfound closeness also deepened friendships and solidified a sense of unity. We bonded over masked spikeball in the faculty room, many hands of poker and snowy football games, and our shared determination to make the best of a strange year. And then in junior year, we lost a friend and classmate. This was a darkness many of us had never faced before. We faced completely unfamiliar territory, loneliness, isolation, grief, and had to make a choice. We could have sat down and given up or wallowed in self-pity, but instead, like Bilbo returning to save his companions from the dungeons of Mirkwood, we turned to each other. Choosing to face the darkness together instead of alone often took individual sacrifices, and at times felt awkward and risky, but the resulting brotherhood and sisterhood is even deeper for that reason. It was this chosen responsibility to all and for all, to quote the brothers Karamazov, that gave the hardest parts of our journey the most meaning. Dante's Inferno further exemplifies this type of redemptive companionship. At first glance, this may seem like an odd comparison, and to be clear, Trinity isn't exactly the Inferno. Nevertheless, Dante, like Bilbo, and like us, finds himself in circumstances he did not choose, facing his own inabilities and faults along the way. Although Virgil starts out as Dante's hero and mentor, they both come to realize their mutual reliance on one another and develop a brotherhood of shared trust. This gets them through the most difficult parts of their journey. As they struggle together to climb out of one of the deepest pits in the Inferno, the physical struggling and mental anguish almost defeats Dante. But Virgil, seeing him falter, challenges him to continue. Up on your feet. This is no time to tire. The man who lies asleep will never wake in fame, and his desire and all his life drift past him like a dream. And the traces of his memory fade from time like smoke in the air or ripples on a stream. Now therefore, rise. Control your breath and call upon the strength of soul that wins all battles, unless it sink in the gross body's fall. There is a longer ladder yet to climb. This much is not enough. If you understand me, show that you mean to profit from your time. Virgil does not sugarcoat anything for Dante. He does not pretend it will always be smooth sailing, even once they reach the top of the cliff. He acknowledges the hardship they had faced and the overwhelming desire to stop climbing, but also states that they are, together, experiencing something inherent and necessary to living well. The struggle of climbing the hill is a sign of life, not a reason to give up. It is better to struggle than to stay stagnant and still. Their example of fellowship and mutual encouragement, along with the active decision to struggle on together, is what helps them succeed in their journey. And this is what has helped us succeed in ours as well. Over our years, we have not learned how to become perfect humans. We have learned how to live well. And living always will, by definition, have hard hills to climb. Sometimes it will seem easiest to just sit down. But, as we have seen in The Hobbit and the Inferno, trials endured in the company of companions and friends often lead to the greatest joys and deepest friendship. Back in 8th grade, when we were given the paragraph prompt, "What is a hero?" after finishing The Hobbit, at first it did not seem to us like Bilbo really deserved the title at all. And it's true, on his own, he's nothing special. It was the collaboration and support he and the dwarves built along their journey that helped them all have the courage to, together, make heroic actions. They may not have been heroes on their own, but because of the selfless love they showed one another, their journey took on a quality of heroism. Trinity has not been preparing us to be individual heroes. It has prepared us to be Bilbos and Dantes, to make the active choice to love one another in the best and the worst of times. The perseverance and strength that can be found in that sense of community is the most worthwhile form of heroism. With this knowledge, we can look forward to the twists and turns that we will face, knowing that companionship tested by trials forms the strongest bonds and enables a heroic end to our hard journey. And so, in the words of Bilbo Baggins, roads go ever, ever on, under cloud and under star, yet feet that wandering have gone turn at last to home afar. Eyes that fire and sword have seen, and horror in the halls of stone, look at last on meadows green, and trees and hills they long have known. There is significance in the fact that this ceremony is called commencement. This moment not only marks an end, but also the beginning of something new. Yes, we have finished the journey of high school, but as Dante said, there is a longer ladder yet to climb. Each of our respective journeys will be in many different directions, and, for many of us, with an entirely new band of travelers. But because of our time together at Trinity, we have hopefully learned how to better navigate those future roads. Thank you.